From Busch Stadium in St. Louis, we have an eclectic interleague matchup for you tonight. Our second of our usual 3 games from each set of games in the Payoff Pitch Dream Season. We're in the 9th set of games in an 18-game mini-season. This is game number 2 of 3 in that set from the 9th set. Can I say set any more often? I don't think I can. Tonight, the 1977 Minnesota Twins, who did not win the American League West, but did give teams fits, led by Gene Mauch and first baseman Rod Carew with a .388 average, flirting with .400 for most of the summer. They will take on the 1987 St. Louis Cardinals, winners of the 1987 National League pennant and losers of the 1987 World Series to the Minnesota Twins. The mound opponents in the 9th game of each team's season for the visiting Minnesota Twins, it's Jeff Zahn, the left-hander, soft tosser, 32 games started, 7 complete, 198 innings pitched. 12-14 was his record with a .468 earned run average, going against Danny Cox. 11-9 with a .388 earned run average for these Cardinals, 31 starts, 2 complete games, 199 innings pitched. The two teams have split the first 2 games of the series. The Twins took game 1, 5-2. The Cardinals took game 2, 6-0. So this is the third, final, and rubber game of the series. Both teams need a victory badly. The Twins come into this with a 3-5 record, and they do not want to fall to 3-6 with 9 games to play. The Cardinals are at 4-4, and they would love to be 5-4 heading into the last 9 and scrambling, fighting for one of those 5 playoff spots that are going to be decided in the last 9 games of the season. Let's look at the lineups. For the 1977 Minnesota Twins, Butch Weiniger, as he often did, leads off at catcher. Lyman Bostock bats second in center field. Rod Carew bats third at first base. Larry Heisel bats fourth in left field. Dan Ford bats fifth in right field. Roy Smalley bats 6th at shortstop. Mike Cubbage bats 7th at third base. Bob Randall bats 8th at second base. And Jeff Zahn in this National League Park bats 9th and does the pitching. For the 87 Cardinals, Vince Coleman leads off in left field. Willie McGee bats second in center. Tom Herr bats third at second base. Jack Clark, their one real slugger, bats fourth at first base. Terry Pendleton bats fifth at third base. Jim Lindemann bats sixth. Terry Pendleton bats fifth at third base. Jim Lindemann bats sixth in right field. Steve Lake bats seventh and does the catching. And Ozzie Smith bats eighth at shortstop. On the mound is Danny Cox and batting ninth. We are ready to go in this game between these two teams that both desperately want a victory. So let's get it rolling. Butch Weiniger steps in against Danny Cox, and the pitch from Danny is hitting the air to center field, and Willie McGee is going to catch this one for the first out in the first inning, and we are underway in St. Louis. Lyman Bostock, .342 against right-handers on the season, and this is trouble. It is down the line into the corner. Lindemann's going to have to go get it. Lyman Bostock is going to make second with a 1-out double, and here comes Carew. The 388 average overall, 398 against righties, 438 on base, and a 602 slugging average. But Larry Heisel's on deck, and Whitey Herzog doesn't want any part of him either. So they're going to pitch to Rodney. The pitch lifted in the air to right field. This is Lindemann coming on, and he's going to make the catch for out number 2, and it's Heisel. 301 for Larry against righties, 540 in the slugging department. This is drilled deep to left. It's going to be over Coleman's head. It's going to be off the wall in left. Bostock scores easily. It's 1-0 Twins as Heisel comes through with a clutch 2-out double to drive in the first run of the ball game. Dan Ford, 204 against right-handers. It's a hanger. Drilled a third diving stop by Pendleton. He gloves it, gets up, throws to Clark, and the side is retired in the first, but the Twins break out on top in the first inning. It's 1-0 Minnesota. Here comes Jeff Zahn. Coming off an injury that took him out of his first start of the season, I'm choosing to bring him back here and not use their ace Dave Goltz because the Twins' next series is against the 64 Yankees. And I'm choosing to throw Zahn here against a Cardinal team that's a little bit worse against lefties and use the ace Goltz in game 1 of that series. But you could argue I should save Zahn to go be the lefty against the Yankees. I don't know. I go back and forth, but I made a decision, so here we are. Vince Coleman's leading off. He is 268 against left-handers on the season. This is grounded to short. That's Smalley. He's going to throw to Carew for out number 1 in the first inning. And the bottom of the first is now underway. Willie McGee hit 288 against left-handers. The pitch to Willie, grounded to short. That's Roy Smalley. He's going to glove it and throw to first. 2 gone. And Tommy Herr, 298 against left-handers. This is hit toward Randall. Checking Randall's range. It's going to get by him for a base hit. A 2-out single for Tommy Herr into right field. And that'll bring up Clark, who loves to face the lefties. 261, but a 543 slugging average against left-handers. This one is grounded to Randall. He's going to go the short way to Smalley covering second, and that will retire the Cardinals in the first. We go to the second, 1-0 Twins. Danny Cox back out for round 2 of the action. It's going to be Roy Smalley, Mike Cubbage, and Bobby Randall for the Twins in the top of the second. Pitch from Cox to Smalley. Hit hard to right, but right at Lindemann for out number 1. Mike Cubbage, 271 against righties. The pitch to him. Grounded to short. This is Ozzie. Takes it one-handed. Throws to Clark, and that retires Cubbage. And here's Randall looking to get the inning to Zahn so they can turn the lineup over for the third. Bob, 230 against right-handers on the season. The pitch is grounded to third. This is Pendleton, and Cox is going to have a 1-2-3 inning. He does. And we go to the bottom of the second with the Twins up 1-0. Here comes Jeff Zahn back out, fresh off his 1-2-3-4 first inning. In the bottom of the second, Zahn gets Pendleton, Lindemann, and Lake Here comes the pitch to Terry, who hit .337 against left-handers. This is grounded to Smalley. Zahn's got it working today. 1 down in the second. Lindemann, 208, but 4 dongs and 101 at-bats against lefties. This is loop to left, a base hit for Lindemann. He's aboard with a single, and that'll bring up Lake. Lake at 308 against lefties. Zahn, the pitch. Hit to right. Dan Ford running toward the line, and he will make the catch. He will turn and throw towards first base, where Carew is covering, and Lindemann slides back in safely and avoids getting doubled up. Ooh, that was a close one. And now Ozzy's up with Cox on deck. Ozzy 250 against lefties. Slap to center, but here comes Bostock. He's got it for the third out of the inning. We go to the third. 1-0 Twins at Busch Stadium. Jeff Zahn going to lead off the inning, then Butch Weiniger and Lyman Bostock representing the Twins' efforts in the top of the third. Danny Cox, the wind and the pitch. And this is hit to left, but not deep. Here comes Vince Coleman. He'll make the catch for out number 1 in the top of the third. Cox, the wind, the pitch to Weiniger. To center, Willie McGee toward left center, but not deep. And he's got it for out number 2. Nobody aboard. For Lyman Bostock, 1 for 1 on the day with a double, and he scored the only run of the game so far. Lyman draws a walk from Cox. Cox doesn't do that very often. And this will bring up Carew. Rodney is 0 for 1 on the day. Bostock working on his lead. But they want to see if Carew can drive the ball. And he does. This is a base hit to right center. Lindemann collects it and fires it back in, but Bostock streaks to third. The Twins now have men at the corners with 2 outs for Heisel. He drove in the Twins' run in the first. Cox is in a similar jam here. Bostock at third, Carew at first, and Larry Heisel at the plate. There's 2 outs. Cox to the belt. He checks the runners. The pitch home to Larry. Popped him up. Ozzie Smith just onto the outfield part of the AstroTurf. Calls and makes the catch. We've played 2.5 in St. Louis, and it's 1-0 Twins. Danny Cox leads off the bottom of the third for St. Louis, then Vince Coleman, then Willie McGee. Zahn, the wind, the pitch to his opposite number is hit to short. This is Roy Smalley, and he throws to Carew for out number 1. Vince Coleman, 0 for 1 on the day. Zahn, the wind. The pitch is grounded toward Randall. To his left, he throws to Carew. 2 gone. Zahn, out of his 8 outs so far, 6 of them are ground outs. He has given up 2 hits, both singles. Willie McGee is 0 for 1. The pitch from Danny Cox is slapped to center, a base hit for Willie. And that'll bring up Tommy Herr, who's 1 for 1. McGee may go here, checking Weiniger's arm. Willie working on his lead. 16 stolen bases in an injury-plagued 87 for him. Zahn to the belt, checks him at first. The pitch home to her. McGee is not going. This is hit towards Cubbage. Mike dives, and it's by him. And into left field. McGee is going to stop at second as Heisel gets the throw in quickly. And there's 2 on now with 2 out for Jack Clark. Zahn in a jam. His first jam of the ball game. Pendleton is on deck. McGee is on second. Herr is on first. Clark at the plate. The pitch to Jack the Ripper. He walked him. The bases are loaded. Zahn's first walk. Maybe not a bad choice. Could be an unintentional, intentional walk. And now Pendleton's up, who's tough as well, especially against lefties. 0 for 1 for Terry on the day. Zahn to the belt again. The pitch home to Pendleton is hit to left. Heisel's driven back, but he's going to catch it before he reaches the warning track, and that retires the Cardinals in the third. We've played 3. It is 1-0 Twins in St. Louis. Both teams have split the first 2 games of this series, and they're looking to take the series. Ford leads off against Cox with Smalley next and Cubbage to follow Smalley in the 4th. Ford is 0 for 1. The pitch from Danny Cox popped him up. Ozzie Smith on the infield makes the catch. 1 gone. Roy Smalley's 0 for 1. Pitch from Danny Cox. Hit to center. Willie McGee coming on, and he will make the catch. And now Mike Cubbage. And Mike lines this one to left. He goes the other way. It lands in front of Vince Coleman. And he's aboard, excuse me, with a 2-out 2-out single. A lot of vaping going on. Whitey Herzog imbibing early in this one. So Cubbage is aboard with a single, and Bob Randall comes to the plate. 0 for 1 for Bob. Jeff Zahn on deck. The pitch to Randall is a base hit to center field. It lands in front of McGee. Cubbage gets to second and will hold. And that'll bring up Jeff Zahn. Jeff Zahn is 0 for 1 in the game. There's 2 men out. Cubbage at second, Randall at first. Cox in a mini jam, but a chance to get out of it here with Zahn at the plate. Cox to the belt. The pitch home. He struck him out. That's Cox's first strikeout of the game, and not a bad time for it. We go to the bottom of the 4th. It's 1-0 Twins with Lindemann, Lake, and Smith coming to the plate in the St. Louis 4th. Jim is 1 for 1 on the day. Zahn, the wind, the pitch home. Hey, struck him out, and Jeff Zahn with his first strikeout, maybe inspired by Cox's example in the top of the inning. Steve Lake is 0 for 1 on the day. The pitch, it's a hanger. It's a hanger driven deep to center. Bostock on the run to the track. He's got it, and that's 2 down for St. Louis. Nobody aboard, and now Ozzie comes to the plate. Cox on deck. Pitch to Ozzie, loop to right. Here comes Dan Ford charging hard and makes the catch. This is Jeff Zahn's first 1-2-3 inning of the ball game. We go to the 5th. It's still 1-0 Twins. And it's the top of the Minnesota order here in the 5th. Weiniger, Bostock, and Carew coming up to represent the Twin Cities. Let's see. Yeah, we'll do this. Do some quick shuffling of the fast action cards that are bringing us tonight's ball game. Alrighty. So Weiniger is 0 for 2 on the day. He stands in against Cox, looking to get on any way at all. The pitch to him is ball 4. He's aboard. Now Whitey Herzog starting to vape in the dugout. I want to say Hub Kittle's his pitching coach, but I don't think Hub was his pitching coach in '87, and I'm at a loss to remember who it was. So I'm sure you can leave that for me in the comments if you want to look it up or if you remember off the top of your head. I think Hub was just there in for the '82 World Series team, I think. I don't think he was there in '85 or '87, but I'm not sure. Cox to the belt. Bostock at the plate. Lyman 1 for 1 with a run scored, a walk, a double. The pitch to right and deep. Lindemann back and making the catch. Weiniger retreating to first. There's one gone. And now Rod Carew, who's 1 for 2 on the day. Cox to the belt again. Looks at Weiniger to center. Toward left center. McGee on the run with those long strides. Makes the catch. And that's 2 down. Weiniger again sprints back to first base. And it's Larry Heisel, who's 1 for 2 with an RBI and a double on the day. The pitch to Larry. It's a hanger. It's a hanger. And deep to left. Way back. Vince Coleman to the wall. It's gone. Larry Heisel left the building. So has Elvis. It's a 3-0 game for Minnesota. Larry Heisel with 3 RBIs on the day. The Twins with a game they need to have. They are now leading by 3. Cox upset with himself on the mound. Here comes Dan Ford, 0 for 2 on the day. Pitch to Ford, it's another hanger. It's deep to left. Coleman back, McGee back, track, wall, gone, back to back. Dan Ford follows Larry Heisel. Leaves the building. So does Elvis. It's 4-0 Minnesota Twins. And Whitey's on the phone because he doesn't know who his bullpen, his pitching coach is. So it's going to be Ricky Horton starting to throw in the bullpen along with Lee Tunnell for St. Louis. Smalley up to the plate. He's 0 for 2. There's 2 men out. The Twins have scored 3. Cox the wind. The pitch. Grounded to second. This is Tommy Herr. He throws to Jack Clark. And that'll retire Minnesota in the 5th. But they score 3 on 2 long ones. They leave none. And we go to the bottom of the 5th. We're halfway through this one. It's 4-0 Twins, and the way Jeff Zahn is pitching, that looks like an awful lot of runs. Cox is due up first in the bottom of the 5th, and there ain't no way Whitey's going to be letting him bat. So that's it for Danny's day. 5 innings pitched, 7 hits. 2 walks, 1 strikeout, 4 runs. They're all earned, and 2 bombs. What started out as a promising day for the Cardinals right-hander turned into a very disappointing one. So now Jeff Zahn is going to face Jose Oquendo, pinch hitting for Cox here in the 5th. He was Mr. Everything for the '87 Cardinals, and Hit .277 against lefties with a .361 on-base average. Perfect for a situation like this. Zahn the wind, the pitch to Jose. To center, not deep. Bostock coming in, and there's one man out in the Cardinal fifth. Coleman coming up, 0 for 2 on the day. He can't hurt you if he ain't on base. Ground ball second, Bobby Randall. Gloves it, throws to Carew. There's 2 men out. And now Willie McGee. Willie's 1 for 2. Zahn the wind, the pitch. Ground ball second. Randall to his right. Throws to Carew, and that retires the Cardinals in the 5th. So they get a shutdown inning. And so far, they're getting a shutdown game from Jeff Zahn. We go to the 6th. 4-0 Twins. New pitcher is going to be, well, who is it going to be? They're going to go... They're going to go Ken Daly, and Daly will bat 9th in the order. Daly usually came on a little bit later in the ball game, but Cardinals are trying to preserve the score so that they can mount a comeback. Daly, 53 games in 1987, 4 saves, 61 innings pitched, a 9-5 record with a .266 earned run average. He and Todd Worrell were the short men in the Cardinal bullpen in '87. Cubbage is a platoon player, was a platoon player, but they're going to let him bat against Daly because they're leading 4-0. Mike, .227 is all he managed against left-handers on the season. Drilled to right, but not deep. Lindemann's going to catch this, and there's one gone in the 6th. Bob Randall, .248 against lefties. Daly the wind, the pitch home. To right again, but not deep. Lindemann's got it for out number 2, and now we get Jeff Zahn. Jeff Zahn 0 for 2 with a strikeout on his ledger for the day. And this is a base hit to left field. He goes the other way or swings late, depending upon how you like to think of it. And he's aboard with a 2-out single for Butch Weiniger. Butch, .261 against lefties. Daly to the belt. The pitch home to Weiniger. Hey, struck him out, and that ends the Twins in the 6th. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It's 4-0 Twins. Zahn back out, throwing himself a 4-hit shutout to this point. Excuse me. And Whitey Herzog with plenty of vaping materials in the dugout. It's kind of wafting up to the press box here, where I am sitting, and it's not pleasant. I'm not going to lie to you. Tommy Herr, Jack Clark, Terry Pendleton, the bottom of the 6th. Cardinals want to get something started. See if Tommy can do it. Zahn, the pitch. Hit toward Carew. And it's by Rod down into the corner. Tommy Herr gets his 3rd hit of the day, but this one isn't a single, it's a double. And the Cardinals have a nice start to their 6th inning. Jack Clark stands in. Gene Mauch going to the bullpen phone. They don't want to burn out the pen before the Yankees series, but they got to win this one first. He's going to go Dave Johnson, not Tom, the closer, and Tom Bergmeyer warming up double-barreled action in the Twins bullpen. Clark at the plate. Zahn to the belt, checks her at second base. The pitch home is a hanger, and it's deep. Left field, Heisel to the wall. It's gone. Jack Clark has left the building. So has Elvis. It's 4-2 Twins. And suddenly they're looking like they got some fight in them yet, with Terry Pendleton coming to the plate. Zahn, the wind, the pitch to Terry is a looper, base hit, center field, Texas leaguer. He's on. Nobody out in the sixth. Here comes Mock. He wants to talk to his starting pitcher. He's walking slowly, giving his bullpen time to get loose. Lindemann. Okay, there goes Mock back to the bullpen. Lindemann is in to face Zahn. 1 for 2 against Jeff so far for Lindemann on the day. A strikeout. Zahn to the belt. Checks Pendleton at first. The pitch is driven to left, but high, but not deep. Heisel calling, and we'll take it for out number 1. Here comes Steve Lake in the bottom of the sixth with Pendleton retreating to first base. Zahn to the belt. Pitch home to Lake. To center. On a line right at Bostock. 2 down, and now Ozzie comes to the plate. Ozzie is 0 for 2. Zahn to the belt. Checks Pendleton. The pitch. Grounded to short. This is Smalley. He's going to go the short way to Randall, and that will retire the Cardinals in the sixth, but they score 2 biggies on 3 hits. Break through Jeff Zahn's spell that he had over him for 5 innings. And it's now, as we go to the 7th, it's 4-2 Minnesota. Daly coming back out for 1 more inning. He will lead off the bottom of the 7th. He's got a pair of lefties to face in Bostock and Carew, and then Larry Heisel coming up in the top of the 7th. All right, Bostock up. Daly the wind, the pitch home. And Bostock singles it to right. He's on with a no-out base hit. And Carew, Carew stands in. They could run here. Lake can throw, that's the problem. Daly to the belt, the pitch home to Rod. Bostock not going. To center. A looper, McGee on the run. He's going to one-hand it, and Bostock sprints back to first base, almost caught in no man's land. Now it'll be Heisel to face Daly, and Ford on deck. Larry's got 3 RBIs on the day with a dong his last time up in the 5th. Daly to the belt, the pitch home. Hey, struck him out for out number 2 in the 7th, and now it's Ford, who's 1 for 3 with a dong of his own in the 5th. Daly to the belt, checks Bostock. The pitch is hit toward Pendleton. Terry dives, it's off his glove. It's down into the corner, it's gonna be trouble. Bostock was off with the pitch. Coleman had a long run. It's going to be a double for Ford. Here comes Bostock around third. Coleman's throw to Ozzie Smith. Ozzie turns and throws to Lake. It's not in time. Bostock scores. It's 5-2 Minnesota, and a big insurance run driven home by Dan Ford. My goodness. Smalley comes to the plate with Ford on second base. They could walk him here. He's a .234 hitter. Cubbage is on deck. Daly to the belt. They're not walking him. Ford still on second base. Ground ball second. Tommy Herr throws to Clark, and that retires the Twins in the seventh. We're going to stretch them out in St. Louis. The Twins score 1 in the top of the seventh. Excuse me. The Twins score 1 on 2 hits in the top of the seventh and extend their lead to 5-2. So Jeff Zahn is coming back out. He will face the pitcher's spot, and then the top of the order, Vince Coleman and Willie McGee. So Whitey's looking for a pinch hitter to send up. And the bench is looking a little bit thin. So he's going to go with Tom Lawless, inventor of the bat flip. And if you don't believe me, check out the '87 World Series where Lawless made a fool of himself after hitting a dong. Throws his bat up in the air. I can't even talk about it. It's just so bizarre. So Zahn is on. He will face Lawless, Coleman, and McGee. The bench is thin, boys and girls. Zahn the wind, the pitch. This is grounded to second base. Bobby Randall will throw to Rod Carew, and there's one gone. And mercifully, we don't get a repeat of the Lawless bat flip. Vince Coleman stands in. He's 0 for 3 on the day. Zahn the wind. The pitch home is a base hit to right. Coleman goes the other way. Now the question is, down 3, can Whitey send him in the seventh? McGee stands in. Willie is 1 for 3. Coleman's at first. Zahn to the belt. Now it's going to be Tom Johnson warming up with Bergmeyer. Dave Johnson takes a seat. So Gene Mauch has his short men throwing in the bullpen. He wants this game badly. Both managers know they need it. Coleman working on his lead. Zahn to the belt. The pitch to Willie McGee. Is a sharp liner into center field. Coleman around second. He suddenly puts on the brakes. Bostock gets the throw in, so there's 2 on with 1 out for Tommy Herr in the 7th inning, and that's problem is Herr, well, I don't know. Yeah, that's it. Here comes Mauch. Herr is 3 for 3, so he's obviously got Zahn's number. It's going to be Tom Johnson on to get a lengthy save, or at least to attempt it. Here in the Cardinals 7th, there's 1 man out. He's going to be looking to try and throw a double play grounder or induce Herr to hit a double play grounder. Johnson went 2 2/3 yesterday in a game that Gene Mauch also thought he needed. So Jack Clark is on deck. There's 1 man out. Coleman's at second. McGee is at first. They're down 5-2. Herr is at the plate. 241 for Tommy against right-handed pitching. The pitch to him is grounded to Smalley. Smalley to Randall for 1. On to Carew. It's a soul-crushing, rally-killing double play in the 7th. Johnson, just as he did yesterday, comes on in the 7th, throws a double play ball, and gets the Twins out of a mess. We go to the 8th. We're going to get a new pitcher for St. Louis, but the score is 5-2 Minnesota. The new pitcher is going to be Pat Perry. A left-hander will bat 9th in the order and will face Cubbage, Randall, and Tom Johnson in the bottom of the 8th. Pat Perry, 45 games in 1987, 1 save, 65 innings, a 4-2 record with a .439 earned run average. His job is to hold them right where they're at, if he can do that. Mock is going to go for another insurance run, so Cubbage will not bat. It's going to be Jerry Terrell. Who will not confuse anybody with a Harmon Killebrew imitation. But he's on to pinch hit for Cubbage and take over at third base in the 8th. Perry the wind, the pitch to Jerry Terrell. To center, McGee coming in and makes the catch for out number 1. Bob Randall's up, 1 for 3 for Bob on the evening. The pitch from Perry is smashed down into the left field corner. It bounces into foul territory and is going to bounce around in the corner. Vince Coleman's going to get there and throw it back in, but Bob Randall has a double. He had 13 of them in 1977. And Tom Johnson's coming to the plate. With instructions simply to not injure himself. The pitch, he squares to bunt. He gets it down. Perry gloves it. Randall slides into third head first. Perry goes to her, covering first. And it's a sacrifice bunt for Tom Johnson, moving Randall to third with 2 outs for Butch Weiniger with Bostock on deck. Butch is 0 for 3 with a walk and a whiff and a run scored. Perry, the wind, the pitch. They used to do that with a runner on third. And it's strike 3 called. Weiniger does not come through in the clutch. We're going to go to the bottom of the 8th. It is Minnesota 5, St. Louis 2. Clark, Pendleton, and Lindemann are scheduled against Tom Johnson. Tom Johnson, through 71 games, 146 and 2/3 innings pitched, good for a 16-7 record and a 3.13 earned run average. When the season was over, his right arm was about 14 inches longer than his left arm, thanks to the way that he was used. Clark is 1 for 2 with a 2-run dong in the 6th, accounting for St. Louis's only runs and a walk. Johnson, the wind, the pitch to Jack Clark, is grounded toward first. Carew gloves it on a hop. He's going to take it himself, and he does, and there's 1 gone in the Cardinal 8th. Terry Pendleton comes to the plate. Terry's 1 for 3. Pitch from Tom Johnson. Grounded to short. This is Smalley. Throwing to Carew. 2 gone, and now Lindemann is due, and he is being called back. So it's going to be Kurt Ford coming to the plate. Left-handed hitting outfielder, played a lot of right field against right-handed pitching in 1987. A 285 average against righties with a 327 on base average. And here comes Gene Walk. And that's going to do it for Tom Johnson in this game. It's going to be Tom Bergmeyer coming on with 2 outs. Bergmeyer, not his best year, but he was a really good pitcher. 61 games, 7 saves, 97 innings, 6-4 record with a lofty 509 earned run average. And bringing in a lefty. Boy, oh boy, Whitey looks at his bench. He's going to let Bergmeyer face Ford. Lake is on deck. Ford at the plate. The pitch from Bergmeyer is hit to right, but not deep. And this is Dan Ford retiring the side in the 8th. We're going to the 9th in St. Louis. Ford will take over in right field for Lindemann. Pat Perry's back out for his 2nd inning of work, and the left-hander will face Lyman Bostock, Rod Carew, and Larry Heisel in the Twins' 9th. Minnesota leads 5-2, and we're not really close to a game situation here, so Todd Worrell is not getting loose in the bullpen. It's Ricky Horton and Lee Tunnell if Pat Perry should need help. Perry's job is to hold the Twins where they're at right now and try to preserve the score at 5-2 and give the Cardinals a chance in the bottom of the 9th. Bostock stands in. He's 2 for 3, 2 runs scored, a double, and a walk. He's been a huge part of the Minnesota attack. Ground ball shortstop. This is Ozzie one-handed. He flips to Clark, and there's 1 gone in the 9th. Rod Carew is 1 for 4. Slap to second. Tommy Herr to his right. He's going to plant and throw to Clark. 2 down. And now Larry Heisel, the RBI man, or one of them, of the game. 2 for 4. RBI double, a 2-run dong, and a strikeout. Pitch to Larry with nobody aboard. Is stroked up the middle. Larry Heisel's got his 3rd hit of the night. Later, he's going to drive the team back to the hotel. Dan Ford is 2 for 4 with an RBI double, a solo dong, and looking to do damage against Pat Perry. And here comes Whitey. He wants no part of Pat Perry facing Dan Ford. So it's going to be Lee Tunnell, the right-hander. Give you Pat Perry's numbers. 1 2/3 innings, 2 hits, 1 strikeout, no walks, no runs, although Heisel on first base is his responsibility. Lee Tunnell in 1987 was 4 4 with a 484 earned run average, 32 games, 9 starts, 74 innings. And his job is to get Dan Ford. And so we'll see how that works out. Ford took Cox, a right-hander, deep in the 5th. On deck is Roy Smalley, who's got an 0 for 4 day working. Tunnel to the belt, checks Heisel at first. The pitch home to Ford. Hey, struck him out and gets him out of the 9th inning. Whoa. Lee Tunnel comes through, which is, I think, a statement that no one's ever said before. Tom Bergmeyer is on for the save. It's going to be Lake, then Ozzie, and the pitcher spot for the Cardinals in the ninth. They are down 5-2, and Bergmeyer's on for a 4-out save. Lake is at the plate. He hits .308 against left-handers in 1987. The pitch is drilled to right. Lake goes the other way for his first hit of the night, and the Cardinals have something going, and the Twins are going to get their bullpen going. They were hoping Bergmeyer could get him an easy one, but that apparently is not going to happen. Dave Johnson and Gary Serum are going to throw in the Twins bullpen. Gene Mauch is going to vape in the Twins dugout. Ozzie Smith is 0 for 3, and always a dangerous man at this stage of his career. Bergmeyer to the belt, checks Lake at first. The pitch home to Ozzie is a long single to center. Bostock cuts it off. Lake is not fast, and they're down 3, so he will hold at second base, and now there's trouble. Cardinal fans are into it. They're playing that stupid Budweiser song that they couldn't stop playing in the 1980s that drove me crazy. But that's what the Cardinals do. So that gives you an idea of the sounds and the sights of Busch Stadium. This evening, it's going to be Tito Landrum coming to the plate to face Bergmeyer, pinch hitting for Lee Tunnel. And Tito is a 171 hitter against left-handers with a 216 on base average, but he's about all they got left. It's either him or a very, very old Tony Pena or a very, very young Tom Pagnazzi, both of which have double play ball written all over them, so I'm trying to avoid that. Lake on second, Ozzie on first, there's nobody out. Bergmeyer to the belt. The pitch home to Landrum is hit in the air to center field. It's high but not deep. Bostock is there, and Lake will bluff a tag from second and hold. Now it's Vince Coleman against Bergmeyer. Vince is 1 for 4 on the day. There's one man out. Bergmeyer to the belt. Checks Lake. The pitch home to right. Towards the line. Ford one-hands it. Spins and throws. Lake bluffs another tag, but does not go. And there's 2 outs. And now Willie McGee. Willie is 2 for 4 and maybe the last chance for the Cardinals. He had 6 home runs in 208 at-bats in 1987 against lefties. Good for a 500 slugging average. That, and of course, his doubles and triples thrown in there. So, maybe this thing isn't over. McGee at the plate looking for something to drive. Again, he's 2 for 4 in the game. Bergmeyer to the belt. Checks Lake at second. Checks Ozzie at first. The pitch home to Willie McGee popped him up. Roy Smalley calling on the infield. When it comes down, the Twins win, and they do. 77 Twins take 2 of 3 in Busch Stadium from the 1987 St. Louis Cardinals by a score of 5-2. Give you the line scores for the victorious 1977 Minnesota Twins. 5 runs on 12 hits, and they committed no errors for the vanquished 1987 St. Louis Cardinals. 2 runs on 8, 10, 11 hits. Yikes. and they committed no errors. The winning pitcher, Jeff Zahn. The losing pitcher, Danny Cox. The save goes to Tom Bergmeyer, although Tom Johnson certainly gets an assist in there. So, where are these teams at this point? The 1977 Twins improved their record to 4-5 and remain viable going into the second half of the mini season. They now get on a plane to fly home and host the 1964 Yankees, who are also 4-5. That will be a big series because one of those teams is going to be all but eliminated after that one is done. And the St. Louis Cardinals are also 4-5. And the 87 Cardinals now get on a plane and fly to New York, where they start a 3-game series in Shea Stadium against the 69 Mets, needing, I would say, at least 2 of 3 to stay viable in the National League, or they will be in a world of hurt. So both teams end this one at 4-5. Both teams have an uphill battle, but they both know what they need to do. We are at the halfway mark of the 18-game mini season. Tomorrow, the third and final game of the Game 9 set. And then the next day will be your sports page for Game 9 at the halfway mark of the Payoff Pitch Dream Season. Please click like and subscribe to my channel to stay up to date on all the Payoff Pitch Dream Season action. My name's Kurt Berglund. Thank you so much for being with me. I hope you have a great night. So long, everybody.